Welcome to the Ports Garrison. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Greetings. Once again, welcome to the Ports Garrison. I am your host, Phil the Port. If you're joining me for the first time, I want to thank you. And I implore you to subscribe if you like the content, that is. For my regular viewers, as always, is enough love, enough manners, and enough respects. Now, today, I want to talk about one of my favorite artists, none other than Chronixx. One of the icons, the new icons of reggae music. One of the members of the so-called reggae revival. Now, in recent years, Chronixx has disappeared from the scene. No recordings, no performances, and he has left many persons trying to figure out what is the deal. Why you take with yourself? What's going on? Now, during the course of this week, when the Reggae Boys played against Dominican Republic, Chronixx was seen at their training, I think, giving motivational speech to the players. It was a good sight for a lot of people to see, me included, because we haven't seen this artist in many, many years now. Chronixx, Jamar McNaughton, as his government name, popped on the scene in around 2010. And he had some underground songs, rain music, and so on. Released a couple of EPs, Dread and Turble. Started with a Watch Fire mixtape, Start a Fire. Had a few hit songs to start out in the 2010, 2011. And then he burst on the scene as one of Jamaica's major performers. He had big songs, super big songs. Smile Jamaica, Selassie, Soldier, Here Comes Trouble, Likes, and it goes on and on and on. He was nominated for a Grammy Award in 2017, his album Chronology. Album didn't win the Grammy that year, but in my mind, it was the best reggae album and should have won the Grammy Awards. Now, as I said, many persons are trying to figure out why Chronixx disappeared from the scene, what's going on. He had announced an album, a follow-up album to Chronology, Della Move, for about, or Della Splash to be accurate, from about 4 years ago, 3 to 4 years ago. The album was supposed to be released, and to date, it seems to have been shelved, not released at all. Now, I had a conversation with a music industry insider, who gave me an insight as to the reasons why Chronixx has disappeared from the scene. And I will share that with you as we go along. Now, Chronixx is one of Jamaica's major reggae music's major performers. He's performed on the major shows, Sumfest, Jimmy Fallon live in the US, all over Africa, all over Europe. He has performed on the major shows in Europe. Central Park in New York. Now here is a small clip of Chronixx performing in Europe. So I want to state here that the mentioned performance clip of Chronixx performing had certain or several copyright violations. And so I had to remove it, and I apologize for that. Now, I'm sure most would have seen a Chronixx performance before. If you haven't, then feel free to go look him up on many YouTube channels. And I apologize again for the absence of that video. I also want to state that Chronixx's appearance at the Reggae Boys training session could be as a result of his involvement with Adidas. Some years ago, there was an announcement that he was involved with Adidas, I think, as a brand ambassador or something to that effect. So again, I apologize for the absence of the video, but let's keep going. All right. During the early stages of Chronixx's career, there's one person who was always by his side, and that was his manager, Daddy Barnes. And it seems that there's been a falling out between them both. If you look at Chronixx's Instagram, there is no post except one with his girlfriend. If you look at Daddy Barnes' Instagram, you will see where he's stating that he's founder of Chronixx Music and other things. He's the executive producer of Dread and Terrible and Chronology. But there is no pictures, no mention of Chronixx for the last 3 years. I think the latest mention of Chronixx on his Instagram was 2021, I think. Now, his Instagram is promoting his artist Hector Lewis, a percussionist now turned singer, who was signed to Chronixx label, who is managed by Barnes, and that's what his IG is promoting now. Now, these two artists, and manager, Chronixx and Daddy Barnes, they spend a lot of time together. So it's surprising and shocking that when you look at both of them IG, there's really no mention on Chronixx and scant mention on Daddy Barnes. So clearly there's been a falling out. Now, speaking recently to a music insider, he gave me an exclusive as to the reason why Chronixx has taken himself away from the music scene. And that, he told me, was because there was an agreement signed between Chronixx, a contract signed between Chronixx and Daddy Barnes, that give Daddy Barnes a percentage of Chronixx performances into the future. And even if he's not involved. And because they have cut ties, Daddy Barnes still continues to earn from Chronixx, even though he's not doing anything for Chronixx. So Chronixx has decided that, you know what? I'm no longer performing or recording, so you will no longer eat off my table. It's a sad situation. And I'm hoping, because I really love the music of Chronixx, I was hoping that they could have found a way to resolve their issues without, taking the music from the people. Because there are people out there waiting with bated breath for Chronixx to put some new material out, to release Della Splash at least. Now, if that's the decision they have taken, or Chronixx is taking, then it must have been a serious falling out of the ways. But be that as it may, I am hoping that the contract, the period of contract, the end of that contract is near. So we can see the artist performing again and see the artist out on the streets and doing what he does best. I'm not 100% sure that this is the reason, but I was told by good sources that this is really what has happened. And I haven't seen anybody out there saying anything just to explain what's going on. So I understand that it's because of a falling out, because between him and his former manager, and because of contractual arrangements, he has decided to stay away from performing and recording. So his manager will not be earning from his efforts. No sweat, no eating of no bread. And I hope that this will not be, we'll shortly end and we can see the artist again performing. It was good to have seen him at the Reggae Boys training session, trying to inspire them, give them some motivation and some vibe. And it's a good. Artists will sure say, yeah, right, some wicked tune and some whole heap of things are going on in their head, put out. And we can't wait. Fear forward. Chronixx, come forward, man. Step forward. Sort out the thing. Barnes and Chronixx, and start out the thing. But the people them can get some, music for them soul. You know what I'm saying? So we can start skanking sweet again. You know what I mean? Chronixx. Last time I spoke to you, I spoke to you about what was going on in Spanish Town, the rest among them. Again, I'm saying to you, sort out the thing, because the people don't wait for the music. Barnes, sort out the thing. Until next time, there's always one love. And I invite you to comment on what I've just said in the comment section. Share your thoughts. And until next time, till something else strikes me, or I have something else to reveal, as always, is one love. Enough manners and enough respects. Blessings. Thanks for watching.